KFAN.
KFAN celebrates our $5,000 teacher winners in iHeartRadio's Thank a Teacher, powered by Donors Choose. There's still time to nominate a public school teacher making a difference. They could be the next to win $5,000 to make over their classroom. You can do it now. iHeartRadio.com/teachers. Nominate one today.
72-70,
Get it,
by
Gavin.
2. Sarr to key the inbound now. Full court pressure from UConn. Sarr gets it into Cam Boozer. Boozer back to Sarr. Now ahead to Caden Boozer, and UConn got a steal. Caravan for Mullins. Long three. He got it. Oh, he got it. He hit it. He hit the long three-pointer from the logo with 0.3 of a second left to go. I don't believe it. UConn has taken the lead with 0.3 of a second left to go in a mad scramble off a steal. Braylon Mullins nails the three-pointer. And the UConn Huskies are 0.3 of a second away from a trip back to the Final Four.
I believe that was the play-by-play voice of a Kevin Kugler. I think that was Kugler. And here's the reason I bring it up is when he does something when he calls games, specifically when they're brothers on teams. Parker Fox joins the equation now at Parker Fox 24 via X. Good morning, brother.
Good morning.
When you got Caden and Cameron Boozer, and you're like, Boozer takes the inbound, throws it here, then it gets to, he always says the first name. He always says Cameron does this. Caden caught this.
Yeah.
And he just, I mean, I listened to a fair amount of it yesterday driving around, and he's just so good with nuance and detail-oriented things like that.
He is.
And so Caden Boozer, you know, he freaks out at half court. He freaked out, and the UConn players jumped at the perfect time to deflect it. Goes into the hands of Bryson Mullins. Quite honestly, I couldn't pick Bryson Mullins out of a two-person lineup standing next to Chris Webber until yesterday. And Mullins, then you get into the story.
Yeah.
The freshman from the state of Indiana, that's the state of basketball.
Yep.
Right? We're the state of hockey, they're the state of basketball.
They certainly are.
Texas is the state of football.
The Hoosier State, right?
It's a Hoosier State. There you go. He was Mr. Basketball in the state of basketball. And the Final Four is in Indiana. And the only way they get that kid back is if they storm back from 20 down against the Boozers, specifically Cameron, and he hits, what was that from, 40?
Yeah. It was logo.
He hit it from logo.
It was Caitlin Clark.
It was Caitlin Clark's logo bit.
Unbelievable.
Hit it from 40, and now Mr. Basketball from the state of basketball gets to play for basketball immortality in his home state.
Unbelievable.
That is a Cinderella story.
It certainly is. It's when you look at it you can look at it from two different point of views, right? You can be sad on the Duke point of view, or you can be fired up on the UConn point of view, and that's the route I'm looking to take, because this kid just makes an unbelievable play. Like he gave the ball up, because he didn't really have it that game. UConn had hit, I think, 2, maybe 3 threes up to that point. Like they could not hit the backside of the barn. Like they couldn't make a shot to save their lives. They were completely out of it, and all of a sudden down the stretch, Caravan makes one. So Mullins says, "Hey, you made one not too long ago. I'm going to get the rock to you." Unselfishly, the freshman could have pulled it from half court, could have freaked out. Gets the ball back, and just as comfortable and as smooth and as confident as I've ever seen a wrist flick. You can tell, PA, when guys push it and they don't flick that wrist, or if they just shoot it and that wrist snaps and they hold that follow through, and that's exactly what Mullins did. And I love the broadcast, too, that
was Scott Graham on play-by-play.
Okay, was it Scott Graham?
Yeah, the NFL Red Zone guy.
Yeah, that microphone, and you hear that net snap and that sound of that swish.
Oh, yeah.
It's my favorite sound in the world.
Yeah. And Dan Hurley's mom cussing in the stands. You could hear that from a mile away. That was great.
And then you got Raftery. Onions!
Yeah.
It's just, it's the best. It's March. It's the best. That shot is going to be the highlight of the first video of March Madness is to come for years to come, because that was unbelievable. It was unbelievable.
There's so much with the 4 teams that are involved in the Final Four. It's the bomb, and so much to get to. But just with Mullins, you know, reading things after the game or watching interviews and stuff, you nailed it with Mullins. His 3 was off.
Yeah,
and Coach Hurley said it after the game. And I wasn't, you know, it's not like he was afraid, okay? But he got the ball with a chance to be a hero and passed it.
He did.
To his right. And then my guy passed it back.
Caravan, yeah.
Yeah, because you're straight on, man. That's the right shot to take.
With 2 minutes left in the game, their 2 best shooters, Mullins and Caravan, were 0 for 9 from 3. Caravan hits one with about a minute and a half left. Mullins is still 0 for 4 at this point. Wow. Tries to give it up to Caravan, and he gives it back. This is a senior. This is Alex Caravan, who's been in the program with Dan Hurley. That can't be easy in itself, being coached by Dan Hurley all the time.
What do you think of him?
I mean, I can't
figure out what I think about him.
He's as intense of a human being that I think I've ever seen. Like,
did I see a video of him? Sorry to clomp. Did he go forehead to forehead with the ref? That how is that not a foul, or how is that not a penalty of?
It's unbelievable.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
After the shot went in,
after the shot goes in, goes forehead to forehead with the ref, and this is it's.
Shouldn't he be teed up?
Probably,
but what we don't know what he said.
Who knows? He probably didn't say anything. He probably just mean mugged him and just gave him the forehead.
It has a feel of like Julius Randle with Scott Foster when they beat Houston.
Yeah,
like Scott, not even you can stop us or whatever. I mean, that had some game fixing insinuations to it. It might have been. I don't know what it could have been, but like, you know, all those bad calls you tried, but look what just happened.
Totally. I mean, it was. He's a different human being, right? And I think there's a level that you have to get to that point, right? Like to become the coach of UConn and go to 3 Final Fours in the last 4 years. Like you can't be a sane human. Like there has to be a different switch to you. Like, you know what I mean? So I think there's that. And he shows it.
Sane.
He does not hide it. He shows exactly who he is. And that was the highlight of it. Going forehead to forehead with a referee.
Yep. He likes the camera.
And I love
because Mullins was being interviewed and I mean, unless I just kind of know what to look for in these situations.
Yeah.
You got no media, you got no Rovnaks, you got no Spearfish Sammies, you got no Sickmans or Dustin Morses around Hurley being like, hey, you know, you got this with Tracy next.
Yep.
Nah, he was hanging around for when Mullins was done so he can get a little microphone time.
And you know, he's talking about his pin and he's just doing his whole thing. And, you know, actually, Dusty May, the head coach of Michigan, he came out with a pretty good quote. And I don't know the exact thing, but it was something about how, like, some people coach for the players and some people coach for themselves. And it was a really cool bit about just the humility of Dusty May and letting his players enjoy that moment. Yep. And he just sat underneath the hoop and just watched his players enjoy that moment. I think that's what real winners and real men do. So
if he had been teed up, would Duke be going to the line to win that game? Is that possibly what happens there?
So wait, it was a 1-point victory, 73-72, something like that?
Yeah, exactly.
If he gets a technical...
If Hurley gets teed up for going freaking forehead to forehead with a ref...
And I'm pretty sure that's
one shot.
I'm pretty sure that's Roger Ayers, who was the ref, who's been doing it for forever. You know, probably 20-something Final Fours. He's probably dealt with Hurley for years, right? So I think he understands it. But if that's a guy who doesn't really understand the situation, like you go forehead to forehead, physical contact with the referee, like that's automatic technical, free throws. And it's probably one PA. I don't know the exact rules. As the analyst, I probably should know the exact rule. But
put Caden on the line.
Put somebody on the line and
put Caden on the line. Oh yeah, so you can just ruin his life after he misses it.
Please no.
Give him a shot of redemption.
Oh, please.
No.
He's the last one I'd put on the line after that turnover that ruined a season.
The 18-year-old.
I mean, the kid cried after the game in the post-game press conference.
I know. How about that?
Handle that pressure.
I mean, good for him though, man. Taking that chin music and having to sit there in that locker room where they throw microphones in your face.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I get it, right? Like I get the whole media side. This is how you create the drama. This is how you create the story. But this is an 18-year-old kid who just made a mistake, and he had an unbelievable game. 15 points, 6 assists. Like he played great. He made a mistake.
Let's UConn gets Illinois. All right.
Yep. That's going to be a game.
The other one, with Michigan and Arizona.
It's going to be a game, too.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You've mentioned this Lindeborg name multiple times for months.
How good was he?
Quite honestly, I mean, in the NCAA tournament, I'm now watching Michigan.
Yeah.
But like I hadn't watched Michigan closely since it was Jalen Rose passing to Chris Webber, and he thinks there's an extra timeout.
I always love that one.
So this Yaxel Lendeborg, so, I mean, you've been on his jock since the beginning of the season.
The real deal.
Bro, what are we witnessing? I mean, he played 12 high school basketball games, okay? And here's the deal. His mom had to get real with him for the amount of time he was playing NBA 2K and other video games, and he wasn't focusing on basketball.
Yeah.
He played 12 basketball games in high school.
It's unbelievable.
What are we witnessing with this two-way monster?
I know. Well, that just shows you the arc of now here he is at Michigan, right? Like it took some time. It took different colleges. It took some growth. He was in the same class as Cade Cunningham, so this isn't like some young kid. Like this is a grown man playing college basketball, and he plays 35 minutes. He goes for 27 points. He hits 3 threes, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Like
they're afraid of him.
He's doing it all.
Players are afraid of him when he puts the ball on the ground and goes to the basket. Well, it's Olay.
He's playing the 3 on offense because you go 7-4 with the Daymara and you go 6-10 with Morez Johnson. So here's Yaxel Lendeborg at the 3 spot, and you having guys like Braylon Mullins or whatever his name is guard him. So it's like this is a complete mismatch on the offensive side of the ball with strength, with size, with experience. This Michigan team, this is going to be an unbelievable matchup against Arizona.
This Lendeborg asks for the ball, or the pick, or the ball to come his way.
He wants it, man.
Every time down the court, and there are sometimes, even if Cadeau or whomever's hitting a circus shot, every time he wants the pick, he wants the action to go that way, or he wants the ball, and if it doesn't work out, he gets a little salty. Yeah,
there's people that are made for the moment, right? Like there's people that have that gene inside of them. I think Anthony Edwards is one of those guys as well. Just the clutch gene, and that's exactly who Yaxel Lendeborg is. And I don't care how good of a team you have. I don't care how many millions of dollars you pour into NIL. Like, you need to have a guy that can take over down the stretch. And yeah, granted, this game was against a very inferior opponent in Tennessee, and they dominated them. But the matchup that you're going to see Saturday night, it's the late game, Arizona, Michigan, it is going to be the most physical, tough, gritty type of game. And I think Michigan has the edge there a little bit, but wow, is Arizona talented as well.
I can't remember who they beat. It wasn't the most recent game. It was the one before that. Arizona scored 102 points in a game they only hit 5 3-pointers.
The Arkansas game.
Are you kidding me? Yeah. How do you score 102 and only hit 5 threes? 109 and hit 5 threes.
Unbelievable. That just shows the pace that they're playing at, right? It shows the speed they're playing at. They have, 2 guards that play at a super high level, and Burries and Bradley, they both play about 35 minutes a game. And Arizona is a team that really relies on their starting lineup. They do not want to go to their bench. They play this Awaka kid, Toby Awaka. He's the only real guy that they want to play off their bench. They got this freshman in Koa Pete, who is as strong and as physical. He's very Cam Boozer-like. So this is going to be a game where you're going to see a lot of physicality, a lot of strength. I'm looking here now. Michigan is a 1.5 point favorite, but I think you throw the spread away. This is going to be an old fashioned just bruiser type of game.
Were you surprised that Arizona just absolutely steamrolled past Purdue? I mean, the first you look at basically it was 2 completely different games.
Yeah.
Where Purdue, maybe that's the bit with Arizona is you try to slow them down. You try to go at just more of a plodding pace, and then you just try to do that as long as you possibly can. But Arizona just freaking ran by them in the second frame.
Purdue didn't have the offensive versatility to compete in a game like that. Like, there was no way Purdue could score 80 to 85 points to win that game. They just don't, unless, Braden Smith is knocking down a bunch of threes. But it just came down to a fact where Braden Smith had to shoot the ball every time, and he goes 4 for 15 from the floor, and that's not his game. He needs to be in the 12 assist type of column. And Trey Kaufman-Renn dealt with the foul trouble, and Fletcher Lawyer couldn't make the shots that he wanted to make. And then Purdue as well. They don't want to go to their bench either. They want to play their starting 5.
Purdue could have had 6 players on the court and would not have beaten that team.
No, Arizona is just so much more talented than Purdue. And it stinks because you look at the experience of the black backcourt in Braden Smith and in Fletcher Lawyer, and you should trust those guys. And they do, but they combined for 7 for 24 from the field, and they don't have the assist numbers they need to have. And that kind of says it right there. Like, it was a close game. Purdue was up 7 at the half. Like, they could compete with them, but over a 40-minute spread, Arizona just has way too much talent.
So Arizona, Michigan, couple of ones. Ooh. Night game Saturday.
Yeah.
Like what time? Like 8:30 or so?
7:30.
I think.
Yeah.
7:49.
There you go.
Cool. I think the Frost have a home game at 8.
Come on, don't do that one, man. Don't do that one. It's the Final Four, man.
What do you mean? Okay, go ahead and tell your fiance I'm not coming to the game, so I can sit on my porch with a fire in front of me and watch Yaxel Lindeborg.
Oh, no.
Are you going to bring the TV out to the deck for this one?
They do play, too. It's a 1 p.m. game for the Frost. 1 p.m. game for the Frost.
You had to check.
I had to check.
Because you knew they played Saturday.
1 p.m. game for the Frost.
Even if it's 6 is the worst time for the Frost.
1
I mean,
p.m.
for your person. I mean, you were a Division I college. Did you play against Lindeborg?
I didn't. He just transferred in this year. Yeah,
right. So, but I mean, there have been players in the tournament you played against last year.
Michigan, Will Cheddar, he's a Minnesota kid.
There we go.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
this
really,
is perfect. This is a perfect day for me. I got a 1 p.m. Frost game. I got a 5:09 Illinois UConn game.
With all due respect to the fiance, who's a game changer, and the fiance is a game changer. If that Frost game here had fallen at 6 o'clock, you missed the end of the first game and the beginning of the second one.
That's what I had to do yesterday, PA. That was the bit yesterday. I recorded both. I recorded both the games.
It's the Elite Eight. Okay, look, Taylor Elite Eights for show and Final Fours for dough.
Okay, fair enough.
She scored. She scored yesterday.
Yeah.
But they took the L.
Yeah, they did take the L.
Is Boston really good?
Boston's good. Yeah, Boston clinched the playoffs. They're number 1 seed. Taylor put one in the back of the net, so there's confidence rolling forward, and they're in a good spot. The 3 spot there in the playoffs. They got to win a couple more, and it's coming down to the final stretch here. Last home game, I think, is end of April. So it's crunch time.
So how many Olympians are on the Frost?
I think there's 6 of them.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 of them.
And Zumwinkle, Heisey, and so on.
Yeah.
Here's why I bring it up, and I ain't trying to get controversial and put you on pwhltalk.com, led by Florio's son. But it's the... How am I going to put this? They have to need a break.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, not just people on this team, but other teams who played in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Now, there was a little time off, from housing the gold, getting back into the PWHL.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, minds and bodies get worn down a little bit for these young ladies. And, do you think that's a situation?
100%. I mean, you play a world championship in April, and then you break a little bit, and then you start a season, and then you go to the Olympics, and you're at your highest high. You're playing with the highest competition. You're playing with the best girls in the world, and then you're coming back to a situation where you don't get much rest, and here's a playoff push, and then there's another world championships right around the corner. So it's a lot, and I think as you know, at this level of athletes, they're there because of the physical reasons, like they're talented players, but you have to be different mentally, and you have to know kind of when you need a break, and the type of situation where Taylor was able to go down to Chicago and watch her brother, and I think that was good for her as well, is to be able to escape for a day. And
she watched the L.
She watched the L.
That's well timed.
Yeah, she watched the L, but she watched her brother fill up 18 points and play really well in a Sweet 16 game. Yeah. So I think those are the kind of things that you need, right? Like, you need that as an athlete to escape it a little bit, be around family, and enjoy it.
So let me guess. The brother probably was at the home game yesterday when Frost loses, but correct me if I'm wrong here. Taylor took 2 cross checks. It led to a penalty for somebody for Boston. Took 2 cross checks that are about as vicious as I've seen a player in that league offer up cross checks.
It's been getting really physical over the past couple games, and I think it's one of those things where, as you know, in hockey, like in the men's side, if there's a hit that happens, okay, these guys can go drop the gloves and go at it. In the women's game, they don't have that. So the protection of players, the clearing out in front of the net, it doesn't lead to dropping the gloves and fighting. It leads to girls ganging up on somebody and cross-checking them in the mouth or hitting them in the ribs or something like that.
This was in the ribs.
Yeah, this was in the ribs, and she took a couple good ones.
But see, if I'm a coach for an opposing team, And I have game-changing Olympians I'm trying to beat so I can win the whole thing.
It's true.
I'm pushing the envelope. I mean, I'm just like, it's nothing personal here. We're not looking to cheat, but we're all going for the same thing. Mm-hmm. We're super happy that you got that gold, and we were rooting for you when you got it.
Yeah.
But we got to make sure mentally and physically you're in the right place because we know you were on a grind. Mm-hmm. We're going to push the envelope and make sure you're good.
Yeah, I mean, 2 Olympians went at it yesterday. One of Taylor's teammates, Britta Curl, and Megan Keller, who scored the golden goal. Like, they went at it. They both got, penalties for roughing after the play. So it's like, there's no love loss here. These girls are competing, and even though you were the same team wearing the red, white, and blue a couple weeks ago, like, hey, this is a professional women's hockey league, and they're pushing after it.
Parker Fox at Parker Fox 24, Elite Sports Mind. And Greg Coleman coming up about 15 minutes from now to celebrate some memories of lost teammates. But back to college basketball, just to end the equation. Mm-hmm. Illinois.
Yeah.
Illinois has this gangster Euro connection that makes up the scrappiest players you're going to see this side of, say, Sarunas Marshallonis. I don't know all of their names. One of them might be like Mirovic. We got a Stojakovic. Peja was his father, as I learned last week. Peja was a sharpshooter for Sacramento, but my man off the dribble was super physical and tough. Yeah. This Euro gangster connection they have, this thing's going to be tough to stop.
They're calling it the Balkan Block. The Balkan Block. I love it.
Really?
Yeah. So, when I was interviewing and auditioning for the Big Ten Network early last year, they said, come prepared with a team that you think could be kind of a sleeper or a difference maker in the Big Ten. And I thought to myself, well, the team that I believe is Illinois, but I don't know if I want to pronounce all these last names as I'm trying to audition for the Big Ten Network. So you got Mirkovic, you got Ivasic, you got Stojakovic. So you got a lot of eyes.
Block.
You got a lot of I's and C's going on here. But I think this team,
they're gangsters.
They're legit.
Yeah,
they are legit. And UConn's going to give them as good of a fight as they've gotten all year. But they are talented enough to do it. David Mirkovic is your point guard.
Wow,
very Luka-like. Plays slow. Slow jumper, big, strong body at the point guard position. But the guy I love that you mentioned, Peja's son, Stojakovic. He is as strong. He's as strong going to the rim as I've seen from a guard position in a long time. Mm-hmm. His ability to hang in the air, take contact, finish through contact is at a high level. They surround him with shooters. They have so much size interiorly. This is a team in Illinois that I think they can do it. They can beat UConn.
Yeah, well, you see this Balkan Block, and this is all new to me watching this team in the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
I feel like I'm watching James Spader as Reddington trying to run these guys down in a show called Blacklist.
I always love that one.
I mean, because these guys ain't afraid and they are mean.
Wow, Tomislav and Zvonimir.
Yep.
They're both 7. I mean, are they potentially twins? Brothers, obviously, from Croatia?
I think they're twins. I think they are. The one was at Arkansas and transferred in. Yeah, they're huge. Yeah, they block every shot. They grab every rebound, and then they can space it and they can shoot the three. And it just becomes a complete mismatch on the defense side of the ball. Now, UConn's got this guy in Terrace Reed, who I think he filled it up yesterday, 27 or 29 points.
His game before that, he hadn't played in a while. He was coming off injury.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, I haven't watched UConn play a significant basketball game since the point guard was Khalid El-Amin.
I always love that.
So, like, this is all new to me. I'm like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
And he hadn't played in a little while, came off an injury layoff.
He's a problem.
He went for 42.
Yeah, he's a problem. And Illinois is going to have their hands full because they're a team that prides themselves on the rebound. They out-rebounded Iowa 38-21. So plus 17 on the glass. Like, you're not going to have that against UConn with Terrace Reed. So you got to find other ways to take advantages of offensive mismatches, and I think that's something that Illinois does have.
All right, let me end it here. All right, Superstats Dave Handlin, who is the statistician for Alan Horton when he does just radio, does some work with the TV side too. Mm-hmm. He brought this up to me this weekend, and I hadn't thought about it. Oh, first of all, you know what? Just out of respect, Parker ain't going to get it. But the civil servant, Johnny K. Kotishka.
Yeah.
League freak champion with his team geriatric.
Congratulations to the mailman.
Winning league freak is so freaking hard. It's a 26-year-old fantasy basketball league that I brought the mailman and Nordo and King of the Rubes, Jimmy K, and some others into. Super competitive. I mean, and it's a challenge to win it. And our friend, the civil servant, the East Side mailman, he won it this year. It was closed yesterday, so Covenant claps, man. Really, really hard to win. But anyway, speaking of championships, Statsy, Super Stats Dave brought this up to me over the weekend. So the Spurs drafted Dylan Harper. Dylan Harper, good player, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I like his game a lot.
Stud, good player.
Yep.
What if they had drafted VJ Edgecombe or Con Knipple instead of Harper? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, they might win the championship. Harper's good and getting better, okay? And he doesn't play as much as Edgecombe when Maxey is out, or Knipple, who now with LaMelo and Brandon Miller and Miles Bridges and Diabate. I mean, they got their dogs, and Charlotte's representing pretty well this year.
Yeah.
But Harper, with Castle and Fox and Vassell, and he's in a difficult little spot.
He is. There's a lot of guards. There's a lot of point guard, ball centric point guards.
But just think about it.
Yeah.
If the Spurs had taken Edgecombe from Baylor or Con Knipple from Duke instead of Harper, what do you think?
I like the Knipple bit better than Edgecombe, and I think that's just because of the pure shooting ability when you have so many, ball-centric guards. Now, it's no disrespect to VJ Edgecombe. I think he's going to be a terrific player. He's showing flashes, his athleticism, his peak, but the way Con Knipple is shooting the ball right now, any team could add that to that roster.
He's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable. He truly is. He's going to be Rookie of the Year, just because of the way he's shooting the ball.
Over Cooper Flag.
I believe he will win it. Yeah,
He should win it.
He's been good, but he's just been injured, and it's been a tough year. And I think, but this Spurs team, PA, a lot of people are talking about, Wolves playoffs and how can we avoid OKC. I don't know if you don't want to avoid San Antonio. Like this San Antonio team, I'm going to sit here and say it. Wemby has a chance to be the greatest basketball player of all time. Yeah. He's completely different. There's been nothing ever like Victor Wembanyama. Like if you actually sit down and watch a Spurs game, it's unbelievable his impact that he has on the game, and he's going to continue to be great throughout his history, his time in the NBA. I hope he stays healthy. But I don't know. The Wolves are in a position right now where it's getting spooky looking at these two top teams in the West.
I ain't tripping on them. I'm trying to figure out who we're going to get in round one.
I know.
I mean, because you're right there. You're tied with Houston.
Yep.
The Nuggets have gotten hot.
Yeah, they're playing
And then you
well.
look at schedules. All right, so the Lakers are without Luka tonight.
Yep.
Because of the technical foul bit. Oh, goody. They're at home against the Wizards. I mean, seriously, they could sit all their players.
He knew when to get that technical, didn't he? He knew exactly
Let somebody have it. So it's we're getting close to the postseason and howling with the homies. All right, you're the best. Thanks for coming by.
Love you.
I love you too. Parker Fox at Parker Fox 24. By the way, that was our Steve's Appliances Marathon segment. Steve'sAppliances.com 50th anniversary sale taking place right now. If you need a refrigerator, you can save between $499 and like $1,000 on the best refrigerator you'll ever find. Go to Steve'sAppliances.com. Steve'sAppliances.com. Back up.
Get to our next guest. KFAN welcomes some great shows to Grand Casino Arena in the next year, including Lionel Richie with Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's going to be on June 24th. That's going to be sweet. And the tickets are on sale now. You can get the complete details on all our upcoming shows via the concert page. KFAN.com, keyword calendar. What's going on, G? How you been?
Man, all is well. I might have to make my way up to Twin Cities on June 24th. You're talking about Elements of the Universe and Lionel Richie all on one stage? Mm-hmm. Good grief.
Yeah, that sounds good. I mean, it bears a conversation off the radio about who's singing.
Yes.
And who's the second voice and all that. But for the purpose of the vibe, sounds like an unbelievable evening. Can't wait to go. Greg Coleman punted with the Minnesota Vikings from 78 to 87, which means he spent 5 years with the dearly departed Jeff Siemon and Joey Browner. First and foremost, thank you very much for helping. Sad weekend for Vikings alum with the passing of Jeff Siemon, and at 75, and Joey Browner at 65. Let's begin with Jeff. What do you remember about Jeff?
Jeff, I had one of my first encounters because after trying out for the Vikings back in 77, 78, Bud told me on a Friday afternoon after practice, you need to go and work out a contract with Mike Lynn because you're punting tomorrow against the Green Bay Packers.
Oh, geez.
Well, Jeff Siemon was the personal protector on the punt team.
Wow.
We had not spent a whole lot of time together. So over a day, maybe most of Saturday, a day and a half before the game, I had extensive conversation with Jeff to understand the blocking scheme and all of those things. And he wanted to know which side I like to punt, left or right. How do we make that call? So he was my first personal protector when I got to the Minnesota Vikings. In the mere fact that he was a all-pro linebacker, a leader of the Vikings Purple People Eaters, and it was just so uncanny to get the news about Jeff. I mean, knew he had some health challenges, but it took me back. It took me back to those days on the field, also the days off the field, because Jeff was one of the spiritual leaders on that football team. Mm. And we would have Bible study with he and Don being the leaders of that group back in the day. So it was difficult to hear, but understanding the circle of life.
Okay, well, off that with Jeff Siemon, may God rest his soul. Off what Greg said, after playing, he earned a master's in Christian apologetics from Simon Greenleaf School of Law, and he worked with Minnesota's Search Ministries as division director. The Jeff Siemon that I met late in his life, wasn't how are we going to put this? Wasn't the Christian who sat on his hands and kept his faith to himself. It was important to him to share the gospel as we are biblically directed to do. It sounds like you definitely remember that about him.
Oh, without question. Because Jeff would always say, and we would always have this terminology, you don't have to beat anybody over the head with the Bible, with Scripture. All you got to do is live it. And if you live God's word, there's something that's going to be different in the eyesight of most people. And they'll say, what is different about you? And then that's the invitation to share what Christ has meant to you before you met him and since that time. And Jeff was no different. He would evangelize, not overbearingly, but he would just live it, man. And you can tell it was genuine.
Joey Browner, one of the greatest Vikings defensive players in the history of the team. Greg was with Joey from 83 to 87. What do you remember about him?
Well, you mentioned one of the greatest defensive players, but I would, and I say this tongue in cheek because I love Joey Browner. I would say that I put him on the map because when Joey Browner came to the Minnesota Vikings, he was my gunner. Wow. As a rookie on the right side. And when I wanted to have, I think I said this on a social media post, one of the happiest days of my life is when Bud Grant said that Joey Browner was going to be on the punt team and he was going to be on the gunner. He said, Touch, which side do you want him on, left or right? I said, I don't give a rat's behind what side he's on. Whichever side Joey Browner's on, I'm going to kick it to Joey's side. That was just how dominant he was, not only as a defensive player, Paul, but as a special teamist. I got Joey Browner on the right side. I got Keith Nord on the left side. Wow. And when Keith left, I got Terry LeCounte and Carl Lee. But Joey, probably one of the greatest gunners on special teams that I have ever seen.
So wait, so Greg, you're telling me when he was going to Pro Bowls, he was also a gunner during that time?
Absolutely, he was.
Wow. I mean, holy cow. What a specimen. Because, I remember Joey Browner. I actually went to high school in Southern California when he played at USC. And USC, is one of the most popular teams in Southern California still, the football program. Not far behind the Dodgers or Lakers because of the alumni, and they used to be really, 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 really good with James Harris and O.J. Simpson and Joey Browner and players like that. But so I remember Joey. However, when you talk best gunner history of team, I immediately think Marcus Sherrills. So Joey was as good, if not better, than Marcus.
Oh, without question.
Crazy.
And this is not a shot against Marcus.
Yeah.
Because, I witnessed the greatness of Marcus Sherrills. But let me tell you something. Joey Browner got doubled and triple teamed. You talk about how Bob Hayes changed the defensive scheme because of his speed. Joey Browner changed the scope of special teams because of his dominance. So when they would double and triple Joey, I had Carl Lee on the left side. I had Keith Nord on the left side. I had Terry LeCount on the opposite side. You got to remember back in the day, starters and all pros played special teams for Bud Grant.
Right.
On my special teams, I had, you talk about Jeff Siemon, Matt Blair, Fred McNeil. The list goes on and on and on because Bud felt that special teams was going to win him at least 3 games during the course of the year. And it held true because you got all pros playing special teams.
Wow. May God rest the soul of Jeff Siemon and Joey Browner. To close, I want to go to the now. Ryan Wright left for the Saints. Johnny Hekker is our new punter. What do you make of all that?
Well, I thought Ryan was in a good place. He'd finally found a rhythm, with an all-pro center. He was doing a fantastic job as a whole. But Paul, this is a business that you see during the course of the week. We've all seen that. You see the game on Sunday, and it was a business decision that Ryan made. But let me tell you something. When Johnny Hekker comes in, you're going to see some of the strangest punts because he has a repertoire of different punts. He has a banana ball. He has a floater. He has a flutter ball. All of those things. He's like a pitcher, but a punter. And he can still thump the rock. So, he's a little long in the tooth, but he's got some experience. He doesn't get rattled. So you got to find punter, in Johnny Hekker coming in.
All right. Well, lastly off that, Hekker has thrown 26 passes during his career. You threw 2 times through 162 games. Why didn't they let you throw?
Well, because my running ability was a hell of a lot better than my passing ability.
Oh, man. Man, I miss you.
I trusted in me.
Yeah. I miss you. God bless you and your family. Tell Eleanor that I say hello. And let's make this a habit and chat more, okay?
All right. We'll do it. Take care, my friend.
See ya. That's Greg Coleman celebrating the memories of 2 of his former teammates, Jeff Siemon and Joey Browner. Back after this.
And it's the Monday Mock, 9 to noon.
Yeah, the Monday Mock, 9 to noon, started today. We've gone through 5 picks. There are 4 Mondays up to the NFL draft. So we're going to get through all 32 up to the NFL draft, the Monday before the Thursday round 1. And the first 4 delivered by yours truly there for reproofing, rebuking, sharing, or stealing. That's pretty much what it is. Las Vegas Raiders get that quarterback Mendoza. Miami's Edge Bain goes to the Jets. Jeremiah Love, running back, to the Cards. Tennessee with a linebacker named Reese. Sonny Styles, I got all his albums. He's a linebacker who goes to the New York Giants. And that gets us to number 6. And this is the Cleveland Browns. And the Cleveland Browns, with the 6th overall pick in the draft, I believe will take University of Miami, not Ohio, the Canes, Francis Mauigoa.
It's the Monday Mock, 9 to noon.
His friends call him CCPA.
They do?
Francis Cece Mauigoa.
How do they get Cece out of this thing?
I got no. Maybe it's just the Francis. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's Cece.
Yeah. So
IMG Academy, Kane.
Yeah, they
now we're Brown.
Cleveland Browns been pining for a shutdown left tackle since Joe Thomas. So they're going to get one in the Kane, which leads us to the penultimate pick for today's Monday mock.
It's the Monday mock, 9 to noon.
Playing a lot of zone tonight.
It's a little quiet.
I like it.
Steps up down the middle.
I like how you're doing this.
Caleb Downs has got it, and he'll just take a seat.
About that awful sound production.
Dave Allen and Dan Culhane doubted you. I didn't. And here we are.
Congratulations. Yeah, you're welcome for that whisper of a highlight from Caleb Downs and that interception.
No, fit perfectly. If you are new Commanders defensive coordinator Durante Jones, you don't want anybody talking loudly about Caleb Downs.
I always love that one.
Because you want him in your covenant.
Yes, you do.
And Durante's going to get Caleb Downs. Don't care what the mocks say. Already went through it earlier in the show. I'm not a big mock guy. I don't want it to influence my opinion. If my opinion is bad, specifically 10 of 10 bad, that's great in the age of rage because then more people listen.
I always love that one.
So hopefully I'm wrong here. But nevertheless, Caleb Downs, safety, Ohio State University, Durante Jones, former DB's coach for the Vikings. He knows the importance of having the right safety in the type of defense they're going to be running.
Yeah.
Caleb Downs is that guy. Now, I can argue Thieneman. I can argue Dylan Thieneman is the same guy for a defense like this and might actually be better than Downs if you run a Flores-type defense.
Wow.
But I think there's going to be a little bit of hybrid here. So I happen to believe the Washington Commanders covet Caleb Downs. So in the first Monday mock, Caleb Downs goes to Washington, which gets us to the finale.
It's the Monday mock, 9 to noon.
Countdown at 7 o'clock because you haven't done quite enough yet in football in this holiday
Diego
weekend.
doubted you.
Games at 8 o'clock. First down, Klubnik in traffic, delivers a pick. He threw it over the head of the receiver, and Mansour Delane with LSU's first takeaway tonight.
Zone and man, and this time they're just going to sit back in zone. He does a really nice job of using his eyes to see this football overthrown, and then just makes the play.
Book it.
Mansour Delane.
Yep, Mansour Delane, corner LSU, the best on an island man corner in the 2026 National Football League draft. Even outsiders like me know that. Now, look, New Orleans needs everything. And they actually kind of hit on Rattler a little bit. So they might do some things to complement him. And I do believe Emmett Johnson, Holy Angel / Nebraska, I think there's a pretty good chance he's going to become a New Orleans Saint into the 2026 season. But so they're looking to fortify everything. Then go get the best cover corner in the draft. And that's Mansour Delane, LSU playing for New Orleans. That sounds good enough to eat. You can book that one, Nordo, on that Robinhood thing that you just signed up for.
I've already written it down, as a matter of fact. Mansour Delane, 8th overall. He's in the Bayou, doesn't have to travel far for his pro team.
Thank you for listening to 9 to Noon today. The program is next. For Eric Nordquist, the producer, I'm Paul Allen. May God bless you and all of your families with peace and happiness. And thank you for listening to KFAN and 9 to Noon whenever you do. Have a good day. Bye.
Y'all don't know football.
9 to noon.
You like that? Good time.
Personal foul. Clipping.
I know, right?
If it's good news or money, leave a message.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.